I've lived in the Dallas area for over 20 years. And in that time, I can tell you that there are things that I have learned about the area that I love and things I've learned that I hate. We'll talk about them right after this. Welcome back, friends. I'm Kelly Vaughan with the Vaughan Team and Keller Williams. Welcome to our channel. Thank you so much for joining us. If this is your first visit, we're so glad you're here. On this channel, we talk about everything about living the good life in the suburbs north of Dallas and real estate. So, in the last 20 years of living in the Dallas area, I have learned that one, it is a phenomenal place to live. And it is growing unbelievably fast in the last 20 years. It looks nothing like it did when I arrived here 20 years ago. But in that time, I've learned that there are some common themes of things that people love and things that people don't like. So I've got 5 of each that we're going to talk about. And what I would love is if you would comment below and tell me what you love or dislike about living in the Dallas area. So we'll start with the pros. Number 1, the job market. The job market here is unbelievable. Not only do we have a number of homegrown Dallas area, born and bred Fortune 500 companies, but tons of them are moving to this area from either coast. Plus, we've got every industry possible that you would need to get or find a job. Businesses are growing, things are good. Texas is a very business-friendly climate. There's no state income tax. Cost of living here is relatively affordable. So all these things are really good, and the job market here is super, super good. And when I say job market, I'm talking across all industries. I'm talking healthcare, I'm talking tech, manufacturing, real estate, finance, all of it. The Dallas area is a great place to find and create job opportunities. Number 2 is Southern hospitality, y'all. It's real and it is alive in the Dallas area. Texas is known as the Friendship State, and the Dallas area is no exception in that. People are super duper friendly. We smile at each other. We make eye contact. We greet each other when we see people on the street, whether you know them or not. It is not at all uncommon when you move into a new neighborhood to have at least one neighbor approach you either while you're moving boxes in or shortly thereafter, introduce themselves, welcome you to the neighborhood, tell you a little bit about the area, what they like, what they don't like, and give you great recommendations on doctors and dry cleaners and dentists and where to get your nails done, those type of things. So Southern hospitality is real, and the Dallas area has it in spades. Number 3 is education. The Dallas area has phenomenal schools. In fact, 3 of the top school districts in the state are right here in the Dallas area, in the form of Highland Park ISD, South Lake Carroll ISD, and Lovejoy ISD. All of those are DFW area school districts. What DFW also has is some great opportunities when it comes to higher education. So if you are looking to pursue an advanced degree, the Dallas area has educational institutions in spades. There are a plethora of them. And P.S., if you recognize that movie quote, drop the title down in the comments. The Dallas area has everything from private universities and colleges such as University of Dallas, TCU, SMU, Austin College, to public institutions, University of Texas at Dallas, University of Texas at Arlington, University of North Texas, Texas Women's University, just to name a few. So the Dallas area also has really great community college systems. The Dallas County Community College District is really good. Collin College is also really well known for its nursing program and hospitality and a number of other things. Grayson College, Tarrant County College, all of these are really great options for super affordable way to get maybe get your basics out of the way before transferring to a larger four-year institution. So education opportunities are all over the Dallas area. Pro number 4 is the entertainment options. So in the Dallas area, we have 5 major professional sports teams: the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Mavericks, the Texas Rangers, the Dallas Stars, and FC Dallas. Plus, there are also a number of minor league teams as well. We've got Allen American Hockey, the Dallas Legends, Texas Legends, which is the D League for the Dallas Mavericks. There's the Frisco Rough Riders, which is the AA affiliate for the Texas Rangers. And that's just to name a few, and there are probably a ton more that I'm not even remembering at the moment. So not only are there major sports opportunities, there's also major theme parks. We've got Six Flags. We've also got phenomenal arts and culture opportunities. Dallas Symphony Orchestra, the Dallas Performing Arts District, Fort Worth Symphony Orchestra, Fort Worth Opera, Dallas Opera, the Museum District in Fort Worth, which is very well known, the Zoo in Fort Worth, which is internationally known, the Zoo in Dallas, the Dallas Museum District. So many opportunities to get out, explore, do things, keep the kids busy, particularly now when everybody's sort of stuck at home and going a little stir crazy. Dallas has a ton of options, also really great parks. Really a lot of opportunities for you and your family to be entertained in the Dallas area. And pro number 5 is housing prices, the cost of living. I referenced it a little bit earlier, but housing prices here are really affordable, especially relative to the two coasts, the East Coast and the West Coast. Also, you're going to find gas prices are super low because Texas, we have all the oil. You're going to find that just cost of living here is really affordable. If you missed our video on what $300,000, $400,000, and $500,000 houses in the Dallas area look like, that video is linked right up here. Take a look at it. But I think, especially if you're moving from one of the coasts, I think you will be very pleasantly surprised at how far your money goes in the Dallas area and what you get for your money. particularly in terms of housing. Okay, let's talk about the cons. They are the elephant in the room and probably the reason you tuned into this video. So, con number 1 is lack of mass transit. If you live in the Dallas area and you need to get somewhere, you are going to need a car, period. There is mass transit available. However, it does not go everywhere. It particularly does not go to the north of Dallas or Fort Worth areas. If you need to get to the airport, you can take the light rail or things like that. It's going to take you forever. But if you live, outside of the immediate Dallas proper area, you're going to need a car. There's just no way around it. Con number 2 is toll roads. If we're staying on the road topic, toll roads. In this area, there are really only 3-4 freeways, truly freeways. There's US 75, which runs dead through the center of Dallas and north up to Oklahoma. There's I-35, which runs through both Dallas and Fort Worth. I-35 is joined south of Hillsboro, but at Hillsboro it splits, and it splits into 35W and 35E. 35W goes through Fort Worth, 35E goes through Dallas, and then they join up again in Denton. There's 635, which is the loop around Dallas, and then there's 820, which is the loop around Fort Worth, and then there's 114 and 183, which are little offshoots of 35 in Dallas. For the rest of the roads, for the most part, they are toll roads. So if you live in the suburbs north of Dallas and you're trying to get to the airport, you're gonna go on the toll road to go to the airport. So it is a fact of life. It is annoying, but it is something that you just have to live with. Do yourself a favor, get a toll tag. It will make your life a lot easier, and it will make those tolls a lot less expensive. Number 3 is property taxes. Property taxes here are high. Not gonna lie. It is because Texas does not have a state income tax. So that revenue gap has to be made up some way. And that is through property taxes. Having owned homes in other states, I will tell you that I choke a little bit every year when I have to write my property tax check for what I have here in Texas. There's a lot of zeros relative to other property tax checks that I've had to write. The Texas legislature has tried to moderate the increasing rate of property taxes. In the last 10 years, the property tax rates have skyrocketed, and largely it's due to housing values skyrocketing and the really good real estate market that we have here. But they've tried to cap the property taxes and put limits on them, so we'll see what that does in the future. That's a relatively new development, but property taxes here are high. So if you're coming in from another state, you're gonna have a little bit of sticker shock. Just don't be surprised. Con number 4 is the weather. It's hot. It's hot here, y'all. It is. Period. End of sentence. Ladies, in July and August, it is going to melt your makeup off. You're going to run from your air-conditioned house to your air-conditioned car to your air-conditioned office and you're not going to linger really at all because you don't want to. You know, temperatures north of 100 degrees in the summer is super common. We also have a lot of tornadoes here. Dallas, the Dallas-Fort Worth area is smack part of Tornado Alley. So if you're from states that don't normally have tornadoes, it's a bit of a surprise. When you buy a house, you're going to have to make sure to look for your tornado shelter inside the house. Just have in mind that you're going to need it and identify an interior room that you can hunker down in. That just, you know, it is what it is, as my friend Monica says. But the weather here, you get about 3 months total out of the year that's nice weather, but from April through mid-October, it's hot. It just is. So if you're buying a house, you might want to consider one with a swimming pool, or make sure your neighborhood has a swimming pool or access to one, because you're going to want it and your kids are really going to appreciate it. Con number 5 is foundations. And what I mean when I say that is you have to water your house. Let me explain. The soil here in North Texas is primarily clay soil. So it is very expansive, and it will expand and contract with the moisture in the air and moisture that's in the soil. And when you put a solid concrete slab on top of it, and it continues to expand and contract, that concrete slab is going to crack. And which means that you're going to see cracks in your house. You're going to see cracks around your windows and around your doors. Generally, they're diagonal cracks at the corners. You're going to see either vertical cracks or stair-step cracks in your brick, in the mortar on your house. In this area, foundation damage is not a matter of if, it is a matter of when. There certainly are ways that you can mitigate that damage and postpone it as long as possible. The easiest way to do that is to water your house. Get a soaker hose, run it around your foundation, and run the soaker hose on a regular basis. That will keep enough moisture in the soil so that the shifting and the expansion and contraction doesn't affect your foundation as much as it normally would. But foundation damage is just, you know, it's a part of life. It's a part of living here. And for all these negatives that I've just talked about, there's nowhere else I would rather be. I love living here. I love working here. I love giving here. These are my people. This is my community. I am proud to be a native Texan. I guess I'm now a Dallasite. 20 years, I think that counts. But proud to be raising my family here. So if you want some more information on what life in the Dallas area is like, we've got a playlist right up here for you. Hope you enjoy. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great day. Be kind to each other, and we'll see you next time. Bye.